Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Team Liquid Legacy Star League number 2. That's right, after a month or so of hiatus, we are back in the first qualifier of Season 2. So for any of you who are not up to date on what is going on, this is in fact a StarCraft Brood War League where the best foreigner Brood War players will compete for $500 prizes in these initial seasons, and eventually we'll have a $2,000 prize championship season, as you saw in the awesome intro there. So that's pretty cool. Some people may immediately be wondering where my lovely co-caster is. Where is Elegant? No, we've not replaced him with a giant razor symbol, or at least we have for today, I guess. But he'll be back sometime, hopefully. He's busy. He's saving the world, or something like that. He's actually a superhero, and is averting nuclear crisis as we speak. So instead, it's just gonna be me today. I will be going it alone with my lovely helper here, Mr. Razor Logo. So that's pretty cool. And it's just the qualifiers, so I think we're just gonna be chill. It's gonna be chill on these casts. So yes, qualifier number 1. Basically, what's gonna happen is we're going to do at least both semifinals as well as the finals, which are all best of 3s, and probably going to throw in a couple of additional hand-picked games from the earlier rounds that our lovely referees have selected for us. So that's going to be super exciting. Let's see, is there anything else we need? I can do a quick rundown of the format. I actually forgot to grab the image here. You know what? Let me see if I can quickly just load up the image. You know, since we're all in unofficial, unprepared mode. I guess we are official, but we are entirely unprepared. Then I'm gonna go find this baby. Oh yes, I got it. All right, how do I make this bigger? All right, all right, that's about in the middle. Okay, format. We have 4 qualifiers instead of 6 this time, out of which 12 players will advance. So the winner of each qualifier advances automatically, and then the rest of the guys get points. And then they'll go to the round of 24, and from then on, it's basically the same as Season 1. 12 players from the qualifiers will be joined by 12 seeds from Season 1. Those are the players who made it to the round of 16. And we'll have a best-of-1 group stage going into the round of 16, where the top 4 from last season will join in. And that we've actually changed to best-of-3. So a lot of people last season were asking us to change those to best-of-3 just to prevent, you know, some of the more random results. So we've done that, so that'll be best of 3, and then we'll go to a 8-man single elimination bracket. Right, so with that, the first matchup of the day is going to be... Is that correct? Yes, it is, okay. It is going to be IFU's Marwin versus BiYon. BiYon? BiYon? It looks a little bit French to me. I'm not sure if he's actually French. Can anyone confirm or deny this? I have a strong desire to say that in a French accent. But I have absolutely no justification for doing so. This is going to be a PPT on Neo Jade. I believe this is a game from the round of 32. And it should be good. As I said, hand-picked selection. So without further ado, let us go into the game. Alright, here we are in game number 1. At the top right has the white Protoss. We have BiYon, who I've been informed is in fact Swedish, but I'm going to pretend he's actually French. I mean, they're pretty close, right? Sweden, France, I mean, they're practically the same country. And his opponent, at the bottom right, is the Yellow Terran, is going to be IFU's Marwin, asking if his opponent has any AKAs. Apparently not. Alright. Should ask Marwin if he had any AKAs. Actually, Marwin's pretty well known. This is quite interesting, actually, because Marwin is very well known for doing well in Defiler tournaments, which are hosted by, well, Defiler.ru, an awesome Russian Brood War site. You guys should all check it out. And yeah, so they host weekly $75 tournaments every Sunday. and Marwin does really well in them. I think he's Ukrainian. I don't think he's actually Russian, but somewhere, some Eastern European country like that. God, I'm being so terrible today. Sweden equals France and Ukraine equals Russia, apparently. See, you can tell I was educated in the U.S. I have no concept of geography. Oh snap! Man, I need to think of some more countries to diss while I'm at this. I've got 5 countries so far. Can anyone think of any other racist things for me to say? I'm not quite done yet. I think I just should keep this going. All right. Anyway, we got standard stuff here. Gateway going up for BiYon. He's gonna go scout with the gateway probe. It's pretty standard, pretty legit. That's what I do, so it's gotta be good, right? And Marwin is gonna build the barracks on the high ground. Now, since we are on Jade, of course, it is the reverse ramp map, so it's pretty. Wait, where's? Oh no, he tricked me! He tricked me! All right, I was gonna say it's standard to build it on the high ground. He's not actually doing that, but I'm sticking by my words. It is in fact still standard to build on the high ground to do like 1-rax expand. Like C did that every game on this map when he played it in Pro League. And it looks like Mr. Pro Guy is in fact going to scout first here. So he's gonna do a little bit of harassment. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for Marwin. So yeah, Marwin is one of those guys who does really well in the following tournaments. I don't think he actually participated in last season of TLS. I don't think he played any of the qualifiers. Maybe he like played one of them or something. I don't remember, but I'm fairly certain he didn't. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can pull off here. Of course, we are in desperate need of some strong non-Zerg players in the foreign scene, and Marwin is in fact one of those players. Now it looks like Probe hasn't done too much here. We've got a nice little anti-zealot SimCity, where the Marines will be able to run back and forth in here, and the Zealots will not. And it looks like building a factory right next to this as well, so I like that placement. It's slightly far from the mineral line, but it's kind of like helping guard the ramp as well, so I think that's a fine placement. Alright, in the meantime, we have Cybernetics Core upgrading. And otherwise, nothing too fancy. Ooh, look at this, he's hiding behind the natural, so basically he's gonna wait. He's gonna hide from this Dragoon. He's like, alright, this Dragoon's gonna wander out. He's probably gonna look around, maybe the 12 o'clock if he's being really careful and wants to kill the SCB. Maybe not, looks like he doesn't really care. He's gonna go straight for it. Hiding your SCB at like the 3rd base is pretty common in TVP. So a lot of Protosses will check there, and they might like move out in the middle of the map or something as well. But in this case, he actually hit it at the back of the natural, which is quite cute. He's going to be able to come in here and get a second scout off, and that's actually quite important because BiYon has actually gone for an aggressive 2-gate Dragoon opening here. So when Marwin scouts that, he's going to know to be a little bit careful. Wow, this Dragoon is actually just going for it here with the help of the probe. Trades that probe for a Marine. Not really sure if that's the best move. I mean, at the very least, he could have stuck around and killed the second Marine there or something. But yeah, he kind of wandered up the ramp here and took a few extra shots, so it didn't quite work out. So this SCV is now seeing what's going on, as you can see. And so this is gonna, tell Marwin that he should be a little bit more careful when moving out. I assume he's just going for an FD. Yes, indeed, he is. Getting a, a handful of Marines, 5-6 Marines, a single tank, and then Vultures with mines. And normally, against like a 1-gate expand build or something like that, you'd want to move out a little bit, put a bit of pressure on your Protoss opponent. But if you're going to face a 2-gate Goon, then you have to use this defensively instead. Kind of poke out just a little bit here, maybe hold the high ground, lay a few mines to prevent Goons from attacking you, and then just expand behind and kind of keep your units at home. Really don't want to lose this first tank. This guy's absolutely crucial. And here we go. The first 2 Goons are going to start poking out here. I'm not sure if Goon ranges on. Looks like it is in fact finished. So he will outrange the Marines, but still got to worry about that siege tank fire. It's like 3rd and 4th Goon on the way. I'm not so sure how I like this opening by BiYon on this map, because there is this wide ramp that Terran can kind of sit at the top of and get some free shots off on your Dragoons. I mean, it is a reverse ramp map, so that's often good for early aggression, but in this case I'm not so convinced. And look at this, I'm not sure if he actually got close enough to see the mines laid down. I have to assume he did, because immediately pulling back there, knows to run up here with mines and units on top is basically suicide. Meanwhile, SCV moving to the 12, I like this. A common, follow-up when you go 2-gate Goon, if you can't, do a ton of damage or pressure the Terran very much, you double expand. So we can see expansion number 1. Is he going to double expand, or is he going to play it safe and get a robo? Looks like he's playing it safe. He's getting a robo for now. He may still get a second Nexus straight away, or if he's being super safe, he'll get additional gateways first. before getting that Nexus. Looks like SCV gets picked off here at the front, but he did see that there was no super quick third there, so I think Marwin's probably pretty happy about how this has turned out. You can see his expansion is a fair bit faster than the Protoss one. And now getting Engineering Bay, getting Siege Mode, getting his additional factory, doing all the standard follow-up goodness. Oh, maybe I should say that this is round of 32 in the overlay. Somebody ask about that? That might be good. Okay, sweet. So, what do we have going on? Robo's about to finish up. I don't see any additional gateways or a probe moving out to take a Nexus here. But we should see one or the other fairly soon. In the meantime, BiYon's actually moved his units out there. I don't know, maybe he was just looking for a probe that was here or something. Checking in case the Terran got a fast third. Getting fast thirds on this map is generally the way to go. Jade has a very similar dynamic to Fighting Spirit, where the third base is fairly easy to take. It's not quite as easy as on Fighting Spirit, I don't think. This ramp, well, I don't know. I mean, the ramp is a little bit wider here, but it is a ramp, so you have the high ground advantage. But I've seen a lot more like Protoss players bust Terrans on this map than I have on Fighting Spirit. What else was I saying? Oh yes, the map pool, by the way. Fighting Spirit isn't the map pool for the qualifiers. We switched one map from last season for the just for the qualifiers. So we have Jade, Match Point, a 2-player map this time, and then Fighting Spirit as the final map. And those are rotated in the early rounds since they're all best of 1. But from round of 8 onwards, I believe it is best of 3s. So we'll just use the maps in that order. Now I haven't seen a sign of a third command center yet, or a third Nexus for that matter. So I don't know. This will just hang out. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a Reaver. I think I actually clicked on this earlier and just wasn't paying attention. So I just didn't notice. But we are going to have a Reaver follow-up from BiYon. Now, these Reavers are going to be quite late, so Marwin might not expect it. Because if there was a Reaver, it would probably would have poked around by now. I don't know. Maybe this is normal. I mean, he did go very, very safe, so he went, 2-gate expand, OBS, and then Reaver. Maybe this is reasonable, actually. I'm not sure, but relatively speaking, I mean, I don't really see how the Reaver's going to do too much damage against the Terran. He's going to have a pretty decent number of units at this point, and should be pretty well established. And you can see Marwin going for this third base straight away now. So he's going up to 3 bases. It's definitely going to put the pressure on the Protoss now, since BiYon hasn't taken his own third. Really going to have to do some damage with that Reaver to make things worth it, if not just kill the Terran outright. But I don't really see how that would work, though. I mean, you can say, well, there's only 2 tanks here, there's only a couple of mines, but he's got a few more units over here, you can easily pull them back, and this kind of defensive position is still pretty strong. And again, Protoss was on 2 gateways for quite a while there, so it's not like he has an overwhelming number of units. His money is actually getting a little bit high, really should be taking that third now. He's sending out the probe, probably a little bit late for my liking. But he does have an observer here that's going to see the third base, is going to see all the position here. The turret here wasn't quite finished, so the observer gets a good look. And it kind of has a rough idea of what he'll be dealing with if he decides to attack, which again, I'm not convinced would necessarily work. However, he could have some amazing Reaver micro and, just pick off a bunch of units, and then he could go for it, because, if he can maybe pick off a bunch of these Marines with a good Scarab and a couple of these tanks as well, then this defense would look a lot weaker. Now, the shuttle is moving out, barely avoiding a couple of Spider Mines, actually, that's quite lucky. And he is taking a third base behind this. But, even then, it's way later than the Terran's third, and usually Protoss by this point, going into the mid-game, you want to be a base ahead of the Terran for the matchup to be considered even. So, really has to do a lot of damage with this shuttle, I think. But he has some good opportunities. I mean, the back of the natural here isn't really defended. Curiously, build a second turret. I'm quite surprised by this. I guess he's a little bit scared of something, like, I'm not really sure what this turret is about. If he was really scared of harassment, he probably would have built it in the mineral line here. I mean, this is not really defending the back of the minerals at all. But that's a really curious turret for me. Definitely suspected something. Kind of built that second turret there. Anyway, super good reaction time from Marwin there. Instantly pulling those SCVs. Not really going to get too much done. The Reaper looks like he's going to target down that turret so that they can get loaded up and actually fly into the main. Otherwise it would get blocked. I guess that's actually the point of this turret, is that this turret's too high and it wouldn't block a shuttle from moving in along the bottom. Although obviously that's gotten taken down anyway. Meanwhile, Marwin, by the way, is doing a great job scouting with Vultures, making sure there's no hidden expansions anywhere. So he knows that at best the Protoss is on 3 base along with him, and in fact, I don't think he even knows that the Protoss isn't even mining from his third. This looks like a bit of a gap to me. I mean, like, in theory, this should be a wall, but I don't know, for some reason that looks a little bit wide. Maybe that's okay. Obviously, that's a wall to block vultures from running in. Yeah, I'm not sure why that looks a little bit wide to me. Like, in my head, that's tight, but I don't know. You never know in Brood War, you never know with these things. I'm pretty sure it's fine, though. Bakri says it's not a gap, so I trust Bakri. Alright, uh-oh, he's going in again! Oh, the Reaper dropped on the inside! Oh! No, it's gonna dud. Oh, it's gonna dud. This shuttle might die as well. Oh, the last shot from the Goliath. I didn't even notice he made a Goliath. Oh, he made 2 Goliaths. Oh, man. So the Reaper does absolutely nothing here for BiYon. Marwin, meanwhile, has gone up to 5 factories. Could probably do with adding a couple more now that his third base is up and running. And, well, I mean, at least BiYon wasn't overly invested in that. He has gotten his gateway count up. He's got his Citadel. I think he's got his leg speed already. Does he? Move the Zealots, rather? Not really sure. Oh, he's got a lot of obs around here as well. That's a lot of observers. I like it. I like it. Having quite a good few observers is not a bad thing in PvT. Really got to keep tabs on the Terran army so you can catch them when they're unsieged. In the meantime, looks like Marwin is content to still just turtle up, macro up, and just do some vulture harass here. Pretty standard Terran stall here, you know, going for the fast third bases and then just kind of sitting back, doing a bit of vulture harass, but otherwise just waiting until they have, you know, maybe 170 plus supply before moving out. Some good upgrades as well. We can see +1 attack almost finished for him. Now, is he going to wait for 2-1? He, pretty standard move would be for him to, you know, get a second armory right about now, go for those 2-1 upgrades, and then kind of move out when that finishes, which will be around, you know, 170, 180 supply. Protoss, on the other hand, looks like he's thinking about taking a 4th base. Probe's gonna take care of that spider mine. And these vultures, though, are they going to be able to get the probe? He should ignore the goons and go for the probe. Yep, he's going to go for the probe, and that... Okay, wow. I don't know why they paused there. I guess he just move commanded them up there. But that, of course, is super annoying for the Protoss, so that 4th base is quite significantly delayed. Taking a 4th on Jade is generally a little bit tricky. They are quite far away from your initial 3 bases. So you do have to be a little bit careful. BiYon's money, meanwhile, getting a little bit high. You see, normally he'd be spending a lot of these minerals on the Nexus and maybe a few cannons here, but because that probe got killed, he's unable to do so. Really should be sending a couple more probes here. He's actually not. I wonder if he's just decided to mass Zealots and just go all in or something. I don't know. Really should be sending another probe at this point. Or 2. He's sending 1. A way to kind of give yourself a little bit of insurance against vultures is actually send two probes at a time. You'll see a lot of players, if they get denied by vultures like that, they'll actually send 2 probes on the next run. It looks like Marwin is moving out. His +1 is finished. He's not going to wait for additional upgrades. He is getting +2 and a second army, as I said, but it looks like he's just decided to go before they're finished. He does have 7 factories. It looks like getting an 8th factory already. Has a pretty significantly sized army. 165 supply against 181. BiYon's still slightly ahead, but Protoss should be about 20 supply ahead. In order to have any chance against Terran. If they're even supplied, then the Protoss will just get rolled. But the question is, how good is the position going to be? There's a lot of Zealots, but look at this. BiYon's army is a little bit scattered. Can he get the good surround, though? He is coming in from 2 sides. It looks like he's going to go for it. The Terran army is on siege. The Zealots are coming in at the perfect angle against Marwin. Oh my goodness. The Vultures were on the wrong side. There's even a shuttle dropping Zealots on top. Storms on the tanks. Does he have another Storm here? He's got more energy on the High Templar. Oh my god, fantastic. Storms, I can't believe Marwin got completely crushed like that. I think Marwin got a little bit overeager, but no! There's more units coming in from the side! I did not see the extra units on the side. All the tanks in the back have been cleared. There's 2 tanks on the other side now. Somehow the battle has reversed itself. There's no more vultures, but it looks like BiYon's gonna move back, save his goons, even though there's only 2 tanks. There are a few mines there. He knows he can just bring a few Zealots from the other side to clear these off and doesn't want to waste Dragoons, being very reserved with those Dragoons right there, which is not a bad thing. Meanwhile, though, Marwin is trying to sneak this 4th base, but he doesn't really have the forces to defend it. His main army just got crushed right there. It was a great position for BiYon. Marwin's army was basically backwards. He had the tanks on the side that the Zealots were coming from, and the Vultures were on the side that the Dragoons were coming from, so it was exactly the opposite of what he wanted. Meanwhile, some Vultures trying to chase down some goons here, but there are a few too many. Oh, getting a good mine there. But those kinds of Vulture mine surrounds are generally, you have to outnumber the goons by quite a bit to do that kind of thing effectively. Man, the only problem for BiYon, though, is that he can't get this 4th base up. So even though he crushed the first attack, he still only have 3 base against 3 base. So Marwin's economy is still better than his, and of course Marwin is also getting that 4th base. I mean, Marwin's 4th base at this rate is going to start mining before BiYon's is. BiYon isn't even moving his Dragoons to help save this Nexus. I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe he just doesn't have any I mean, he's got one observer here. Does he just not have enough? No, he's got another observer. I don't know why he's not moving these goons up to the top left to save this Nexus. I mean, this Nexus could just die to Vultures, which would be a complete waste. I think he's actually going to let this Nexus die to Vultures. It's baffling to me. I don't know why he's doing this. He killed the army. Why is he not moving his dragoons back to save this? This is going to die. And it looks like Marwin is poking out again. Man, Marwin is being super aggressive with his army. I mean, I guess, to be fair, he is up at 160 supply now. He does have 2-0. How's his +1 armor doing? Alright, looks like that's pretty well on its way. And actually, it looks like, okay, Marwin's not being super aggressive now. He's just moving out a little bit so that he has some kind of position to defend this fourth. I mean, the left side is still relatively undefended, but he can lay some mines here just to gain some map, map control and deny the Protoss from attacking that. BiYon is playing a little bit weirdly now. He might even be being too passive at this point. You know, maybe he's like, he's freaking out a little bit. He's like, oh my god, I can't believe I just, owned Marwin's first attack. And he's not actually thinking this through properly. Nice little snipe there, a handful of Vultures for a couple of High Templar. This High Templar could have done a lot more damage if they'd stormed tanks. So even though it looks like that was a decent number of Vultures that were sacrificed, it's actually not bad. Looks like we got 2 Stargate Arbiter coming out, although it doesn't quite have enough gas, it seems, to afford production from both. Meanwhile, Marwin is now mining from his 4th base. This is quite problematic for the Protoss. Looks like he's trying to do some efficient mine bombs here, and while the tanks are unsieged, he's moving in here. He forced an unsiege with the drops, but it looks like it's going to be too much anyway. There's not enough Zealots here to actually push through this. I do not think he should be attacking here. He really should have gotten his 4th base, in fact, but instead is just gonna kind of run headlong into this steel wall. Even though a lot of these units are on the low ground, it doesn't really matter when there's no Zealots to help tank. So, yeah. Anyway, it looks like there's a 4th base here. Mining away happily, completely undefended, and yet it doesn't even matter. Well, not completely undefended, but I mean, there's quite a bit of space here. Quite a bit of space. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the chat. Sorry. It was 2 High Templar that died, guys. It wasn't just 1. Just saying. So, Protoss still has no 4th. He's now mined out his main. He's getting a little bit thin on his naturals. Got about 400 per patch left. Maybe a touch more. But the problem is, Terran's not getting his 5th base, and Marwin is maxed. What supply is this? 178. Oh my, is that no Arbiters either? Oh man, where the Arbiters at? Oh man, the Arbiter's still at home. He's gonna have to have perfect storms if he wants to even come out even on this one. Come on, there's some good storms. Come on, good storms. Where the storms at? He's got more High Templar. Why are there no more storms? You got like 5 High Templar, dude. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Storm it up. Storm it up. Oh, he's got no energy actually. Alright, there we go. Storm it up! Yeah! Make an Archon in front of the tanks. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's actually tanked a lot of shots like that. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough units behind to actually make that useful. That would have been quite cool, actually, if he just made the Archon there and it drew all the tank fire, and the rest of his army could move in. Yeah, that would have been a pimpest play if he had, 3 more control groups of units. But, oh well. So Marwin's 5th base is about to get up and running. And that's not good. Marwin continuously denying his 4th. This must be quite frustrating for BiYon, because I'm sure after he took out that initial attack force from the Terran, he was feeling pretty good about himself. He's like, patting himself on the back. He's like, oh yeah, I could beat Marwin here. That'd be awesome. And now he's just like, what do I do? Is he not even trying to take a 4th? Okay, he's sending some goons up to the top left now. Is he sending a probe? Not sending a probe. Looks like some random Vultures from Marwin in his board. And just gonna micro 2 Vultures against Zealots. Oh, he might even sneak into the main. Oh, he's gonna go to the natural. He's gonna kill some probes. That's pretty cool. What's Marwin got? Really liking Marwin's layout here, by the way. A row of depots along the bottom, along with his armories, and then all the factories kind of spread out here. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. I like his base. Oh, it sounds like it's raining outside. Raining pretty heavily, actually. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can actually hear it through my headphones, so it must be quite loud. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up. Anyway, if you guys hear random pitter-patter in the background, that's what that is. And do we finally have a 4th? Oh my god, we finally have a 4th base! At last! The 20-minute 4th! Come on, make it! Make it! Nice. Oh, I'm gonna have a recall. Recall to the bottom left. Why did he actually move inwards? He should have just snuck it along the left side. I'm just gonna go back now. Where you going, man? He's looking for a route. Alright, he's going in. Marwin does not even care. He's just going for the attack. Oh! He's just... Are you not? Okay, okay, he's going. He just forgot what he was doing for a second. That's alright. It happens to everybody. I often forget what I'm doing in the middle of the cast. Wait, what? Oh my god, one more shot and that would have died. What is he doing? He can't decide where he wants to recall. Meanwhile, you know, Shin is going down here at the top left, and that Arbiter still can't figure out what he wants to do. Oh man, everything died. Good stasis, well, decent stasis there. Look at this Arbiter! He's decided he's an attacking Arbiter. He's not a recalling Arbiter. That was not his purpose in life. This is Arbiter mutiny right here. Alright, instead we're gonna have a counterattack. There will be no recall. He's just gonna kill SCVs with his 10 damage shot that actually only does 5 damage to SCVs. Nice. Alright, here's the counterattack. Marwin's army is actually pulling back here. Marwin doesn't want to turn it into a weird base raid situation. Because Protoss is actually generally more effective at that than Terran. So he's just gonna come back here and kill everything. This Arbiter though, he's pretty cool. He killed an SCV. That's pretty useful, right? Am I right? Alright, so BiYon's down to like his last 5 units here. Running around the main. I think he had some random unit here as well, like Akira Zealot dying. So that's gonna get cleaned up. And that apparently got cancelled or something. I don't think it died because there's no like wreckage. So BiYon still has no fourth. He's gonna get mined out in a couple of minutes here, and he's got no army left. So I think he's dead. He does have one Arbiter though, so that's cool. Oh, he forgot recall. Dang, good call, Fabiano. That is in fact a good call. That's why he didn't recall anything. Oh man, he tried to recall and then he was just like, oh shit, I can't do it, so he just counterattacked instead. Dang. Oh, he recalled this time. Where is it? Alright, there it is. Alright, he finally cut the recall. Oh, that is just so embarrassing. But, you know, it's still not as bad as the Chiante video where he forgets stasis and just, you know, he has like 8 bases against 3 and then he suicides his entire army and then loses the game against some Terran. Oh man, that was actually the best. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that on stream. There's some mature language in that one. Good times, good times. So this recall has done a little bit. He's forced to lift on the bottom left. He's making some headway here. Might even be able to run down here into the 6 o'clock. He's got no obs, so he's gonna have to just run Zealots through the lines to clear it. But the counterattack is natural as well. Look at this A move Terran. No siege mode required. He's got 3-2 upgrades against. Oh, it's actually a 3-2 against 3-2. Look at this. They're just running in and just turning into blue goo. Oh god, the goons. Oh, that just makes my heart sad as a Protoss player. Oh god. Oh, that's not good. Oh, good game from BiYon, and Marwin moves on to the next round, which I believe will be the round of 16. Hopefully, he makes it decently far as well, so we can cast more games of him. Do quite like Marwin's play. Dang, that mine on the end, man. Insult to injury. I guess that's what happens when you aim into mines. So, we're gonna go to a quick 30-second break, and then I'll bring you guys another game. We're gonna have one more game from the early rounds. I believe the next game is actually we're gonna go back in time, back to the round of 128, where apparently an amazing PvZ was played. It's gonna be Desakwe versus Malkia. I don't know who that is, but I know Desakwe. He's pretty good. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.